Greetings family, welcome back to the channel. This is Choices Tarot Dreams, and this is going to be a month ahead reading for the sign of Aries, and this is for the month of July 2026. Alright, so what can we expect for Aries Sun Moon Rising for the month of July 2026? Okay. Right, so we have, it's a simple past, present, future reading, very simple. I'm going to keep it very simple. 3 cards, that's it. It's a general reading, so I'm not going to get into too much detail about it. So past, present, future, Aries, we have, right, High Priestess, Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. You seem to, so this is a foundation for this month. So whatever it is that you've been working on, whatever it is that you've been going on, you've been sort of working on yourself, it seems to me. So in the past, in the recent past, whether that's days, weeks, or even months, so it seems that you've been sort of getting rid of the noise, and you've been focusing on yourself, right? Getting back to the core part of yourself. It's a higher perspective, that you've been sort of taking the higher perspective of things. So whatever it is that has been going on for you, there's something there that has caused you, or that has allowed you the space and the time to really look at yourself. You know, the creative, sort of intuitive part of yourself. You know, it's the spiritual side to things here. Not when I say spiritual, I'm not talking about religious. Even, I mean, if it is religion for you, that's fine. But when I talk about spiritual side, I'm talking about the consciousness part of it, not the non-physical. So, you know, maybe you've been allowed the space and the time to really look at yourself, to really work on yourself. And it's allowed you to sort of develop a higher perspective of things, to look at things from a higher perspective. It's given you that sort of inner wisdom, that inner sort of, you know, inner knowing. It's that when you sort of work on yourself that way, it gives you sort of emotional stability. It gives you a level of emotional intelligence. That you look at things from a higher perspective. You're not easily sort of swayed by anything that goes on. There's an element here of sort of resignation here as well. That maybe you're looking at things from the perspective of you can't change certain things about life. There are certain things that you just don't have any control over, and you sort of look at things from that perspective now. And it's certain, I mean, it's true. But you're not fighting it. You're not going against it. You know, and it's that inner wisdom. It's when you're in touch with that inner creative force within yourself that gives you that higher perspective. And so that's certainly set you up for this month, and the energy of the Page of Cups. So going back to that sense of resignation. Is it resignation? It's acceptance, right? So whatever it is that comes your way, just comes your way, and you just accept it and you embrace it. That's certainly the energy for this month. And it's not about anything, you know, sometimes a negative situation can come up. But the things that you learn from that negative situation, or a difficult situation that comes up in your life, the things that you learn are invaluable. And sometimes, you know, you don't get that. It can be impactful. It can be, sometimes if it's a very difficult situation, it can be damaging emotionally, even to your health. But the kind of learning that you get from that is it's invaluable. You know, and that, because these situations are the most impactful, you know, on multiple levels. And so anything that comes your way, whatever it is that comes your way this month, just embrace it. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether you think it's a difficult situation, if it's something positive, it's, great. If it's something that you think is negative or difficult, great. Just go with it. Just accept it, whatever comes your way. And it could be something externally. I mean, it could be multiple things that happen throughout the month. Maybe it's in your external environment. Maybe it's relationship issues that come up. Maybe it's work issues that come up, business, whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is, it's having the attitude of, all right, well, this has come up. Let me deal with it. Let's. It's a challenge. Let me go with it. Let me just embrace it and deal with it. All right, it's the nature of the world that we live in. That's certainly the attitude that always comes up with the Queen of Pentacles. There's always a warning there with the Queen of Pentacles, or with cards like this as well. So the foundation is there. You have a level of emotional intelligence. Things are going to be coming up for you. You definitely have the resources to be able to deal with whatever it is that comes up from a spiritual perspective. Internally, you're not going to be swayed. There's an internal emotional intelligence, an internal balance that you have, a resilience and strength that you have within yourself. It's definitely there. And there's also sort of, maybe there's the implication of, a guidance from a higher source. There's definitely that there too. And you definitely have a higher view of things, a higher perspective of things this month. And you're not just reacting to situations emotionally unnecessarily, right, in a detrimental kind of a way. But you're being productive, you're being creative, you're facing your challenges head on if there are any challenges. Whatever it is that comes up, you're embracing it, you accept it. You accept the challenge and you're able to deal with it because you have the resources to be able to deal with all of that stuff. So there's definitely success there in that sense. If there are difficult times and you're being called upon to just, accept whatever comes, but there's having that attitude, then, it sort of gives you that sense of comfort, gives you that sense of stability from a spiritual perspective. Anything in the material realm is always subject to change. You can't rely on anything here. So there's always that sort of, warning with that you don't come at this from any level of, from any sense of fear that you might have. A fear of a loss, because things are always going to change. Do what you can to protect yourself and to protect what you have, of course. Take precautions always. But always remember that everything changes here. And you can't rely on anything here at all. And so that's definitely a higher perspective that you're open to, and it's certainly something that we all should have. So be open to whatever comes. You certainly have the spiritual, foundation to deal with whatever comes, but there's definitely success there moving forward. Build whatever it is, take that attitude and then channel that into building whatever it is that you're trying to build here, right? Have that attitude. You've certainly got it. Whatever comes up for you this month is probably, everything's a learning opportunity, but it's something to help you to sort of put into practice everything that you've learned here. The higher perspectives that you've explored and taken on here. That higher ability that you have, that you've developed here, you're going to use this month. And then, that sort of is going to give you even more strength when you put these things to practical use, your inner resources to practical use, you see? And then you're going to use that to build whatever it is that you want to build in the material realm, right? Whether that's material wealth, it could be family, strengthening the relationships in your families, your work relationships, friendships, material and financial abundance and wealth. You're being creative. And you're tapping into that creative side of yourself there as well. And this is an opportunity this month for you to really work on things and look at things from a higher perspective. So you're definitely going to be getting a lot of those opportunities to sort of, channel all of that into the material world in your life, in your day-to-day life. All right? So Yeah, that's Aries for the month of July 2026. Listen, have an absolutely beautiful month, all right? And I will catch you in the next one.